Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Trader Merlin Show for your Tuesday edition. I'm a little bit beat today. I've been teaching all day, so it might be a little bit of a shorter show today because I just was very occupied with other things. A little bit disappointed because some of the market, there were some decent moves out there today. I did manage to get a few moments to view the Jerome Powell testimony, and you know, when you look at the final numbers and the things that he said, it was almost an exact replay of what he said on the announcement day for the FOMC. There was really nothing in there that changed at all, which is kind of disappointing. And unfortunately, because of a class I had today, I did not have a chance to go and look at the actual senator comments. Now, I did spend a good hour or so listening to the Digital Asset Conference, which I will get their, start delays again? Uh-oh. No, it's probably me. I started a little bit late. I was trying to get some stuff set up over here, Lisa, so it was probably my end starting 1 minute late. 60 seconds late, my bad. So let's real briefly look at that picture again and talk about it. What's the deal here? Bottom line is he's going to have to, I guess, be accountable for a lot of his actions, justify the things that he's doing. Of course, some senators are going to want him to continue to lower rates, and some senators are going to be upset that he is lowering rates and want them to raise rates or keep it the same. So it'll constantly be this chess match going back and forth. And of course, Jerome Powell is supposed to remain independent, right? Not supposed to be swayed by any senator or anything like that. And as Andre said in there, he says, we're in no rush to cut. Myself and several others of my guests kind of feel he was a little too aggressive to have cut, but it is what it is. We just have to ride those waves as they make them. So nothing was out of the ordinary from the initial part that I got to see. Now, this evening I will be sitting down after trivia when I come back, and I will be looking at what were the senators' questions, because some of them are uneducated, stupid questions that have no bearing being asked, and others are very pointed, articulate, constructive comments towards Jerome Powell and the Fed and their whole operations to see what they're actually doing. So I want to see those ones. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to see that. I'm sure some of you did. I did see some comments that he was talking about how, the Fed feels they're fine where they're at. They'll reevaluate about 6 months, but really no rush to do anything at this moment in time. So what I did find more interesting, I don't know if you guys, it's actually going on right now. It's called the Golden Age of Digital Assets, and it's just a testimony with a lot of crypto industry professionals in front of a Senate or congressional members giving testimony on what's going on. And it's been really good. There was only one, I can't remember his name so far that I saw. Oh, he's a big popular guy too. It was not Schumer. Oh, it's not Sharon. Damn it, I can't remember the guy. Just really saying a lot of really foolish things, and it was so epic to see a young congressman correct him. And it went like this. The senator was saying, why do we need stable coins? What's the point of a stable coin? I don't get it. I'd rather keep my money in a money market fund because I get paid a little bit. It's totally insured and it's protected, and et cetera. And I think that the crypto industry experts in the crowd did not do a good job of explaining exactly what a stablecoin was and what it represents. Number one, I'm going to let you guys answer that question, actually. If I'm a U.S. senator and I'm talking to you, you're all industry professionals in the crypto space trying to justify a stablecoin, and I tell you there's no need for a stablecoin because I have a money market fund. With that money market fund, I have insurance. It's protected, right? I've got SIPC insurance on that investment. I also earn a little bit of money along the way, so I can feel safe and comfortable knowing I'm holding those investments. Whereas a stable coin, I don't make anything on it. And, it's not insured, so why would I need this? You guys type in, it was expected that SMCI reported today, and then, or that they delayed, and you guys, of course, saw the big sharp drop. It fell all the way down to, well, we'll get to that one here in just a second. But they did report. I saw the earnings numbers were actually better than expected. I saw that they expected 54 cents, came out at 59, but I need to dive deeper into that. So what would be your argument for me? How would you convince me, or not convince me, but educate me and tell me, here's why we need a stablecoin. Here's why we need a digital dollar, essentially. No, again, Jerome Powell also did commit that there will be no central bank digital currency on his watch, which is also an interesting point. Lisa says stable is the key word here. Well, what was interesting is the senator didn't even understand that it is just merely a digital dollar. He didn't quite grasp that idea. And granted, each stablecoin will be different in the way that they're constructed. Some will be backed by a mix of dollars and bonds, which is what I believe it should be, dollars and U.S. government bonds. Others might be backed with commodities, derivatives, all sorts of other assets. So nobody here gave me a response. Let's see. Yep, Oliver, same goggly goop from Jerome Powell. So here's what the response should have been. And it was excellent because the senator immediately after said, no mean to be offensive here, but you're kind of missing the point of evolution of financial markets, right? He gave a really good example of, you could say that a calculator is not needed because an abacus does everything that calculator can do. Well, technology is getting better and better and better. So his point was, this is an innovation of money. Number one, I can't go to the store and I can't go and buy a loaf of bread or groceries with my money market fund. It's locked up. So we take those two instruments side by side. A money market fund, I'm paying a fee to be in that money market fund to begin with because it's managed. Number two, I do have insurance and protection, which is fine, but I'm paying a little bit in interest or premium or fees to be in that money market fund. With a crypto or stablecoin, I can use it to buy goods and services just like I could a digital dollar. So that part was overlooked by the senator. The other part was when you're in stable coins, it allows you to access this entire ecosystem of digital asset products, whereas your money market fund will not allow you to buy anything. So it's that doorway that's open to this whole ecosystem of financial services and products, which benefits you with a stablecoin. More importantly, if we construct a stablecoin correctly, which should be a mix of cash and government bonds, probably nothing more than 10 years, that would be dangerous. I would say use shorter term maturities, but we could do a mix. Then that instrument would actually pay some premium. Right now, what's happening with those stable coins that are a mix of dollars and bonds is the stablecoin company is keeping the premium from the bonds that they are buying. So that was part of the discussion. We were going to see a lot more about this coming up soon, but out of the 8 senators I saw so far today, and I'm going to go watch more this evening. I know I live a charmed life. Only one of them was really negative on the space. The other ones were very positive, optimistic, looking forward to working. So this is a really, really good point. Let's see. I don't think anyone should speak about something they don't understand. I agree, Lisa. However, politicians in many cases will have a staffer come into their building and say, I don't know anything about stablecoins, staffer. Can you tell me real quick? You have a minute and a half to tell me about stablecoins. And they're like, oh, okay, here you go, blah, blah, blah. And those senators will walk in, they're unprepared, totally unprepared, and a very biased perspective. The way that this should be done, I'll be honest, in my opinion, is I think you should sit all of the elected officials in a room and you should educate them from both sides and say, here's a gentleman who's going to give you a 5-minute presentation on the pros of cryptocurrency and digital assets or stablecoins. Here's a gentleman that's going to give you a 5-minute perspective on the downside of it. And I would have 4 different people, 2 for each side, so you kind of get a little mix. And then allow those senators to ask questions as opposed to be swayed by one argument or the other. I look at what Elizabeth Warren's gone off her rocker. I'm pretty sure she has been swayed by the banks who are anti-crypto. And now that may be changing because banks can now accept cryptocurrency, or will be soon. So it was interesting to see, but right out of the political playbook, nothing shocking there. Let's see. Buying point for stablecoins to track your spending and then where your money comes from, Senator. Good one, Oliver. I like that. I do think we will see a central bank digital currency which allows them to track everything and track the spending, etc. Stop your senators from getting these bonuses in institutions like BlackRock, Senator. I'm pretty sure you shouldn't say something like that if you're on that testimony crew because it would come back and bite you. Now, a couple of things that came up was, this is great. One of the senators asked this panel, said, are you willing to cooperate with the regulators when they come to you and work to come up with solutions? And the guy goes, Senator, we worked with regulators to establish rules for stablecoins and how stablecoins work. And before we could do anything, we were slapped with a $50 million fine from the SEC. The entire time we were working with the regulators to make sure that we were compliant, yet we got fined $50 million. So suffice it to say, we have always been willing to work with the regulators. We just hope maybe the tenor has changed over there at the SEC. And I was like, ooh, shots fired. That was a good one. That was a great comment. So something to be excited about, guys. It's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. This is going to be a topic that doesn't go away. So for all of the people that you may have talked to that don't like crypto and want it to go away and how terrible it is, this is going to be a main stage conversation for the better part of the next 4 years, is digital assets. Another piece I thought was very interesting is what came up with regards to Trump. As you guys know, I am very anti-meme coin. I believe that meme coins are just pure degenerate speculation gambling. Even Vegas, I think, would laugh at the odds in place for some of these meme coins. And they did bring up this and how this does potentially violate articles of the Constitution. I believe the 14th Amendment, talking about how a president can't influence his own investments publicly by promoting it. And essentially that's what Trump did here with Trump coin, and he has 80% of it. And a lot of people, they were talking about the main investors and shareholders of this early on were Chinese. And who knows if that's real or not, but of course that's always going to be a senator's approach is, oh, well, the Chinese are involved and they're making millions off this one. We got to stop them. This may start to escalate a little bit more into, what the president's actions are, and can he do things like this where he's, tweeting out, buy Trump coin on Twitter or X. That type of stuff, in my opinion, should be stopped. I think all meme coins should go away. There should be a committee that is quick, right? Not a slow, this will take 15 years to finish, but a committee where if you want to release a product or list it on an exchange, it has to go through a committee, a compliance committee. And they'll simply look at who's the team, what are they trying to do, what are you trying to accomplish, is there money in the bank, is this a real business or is it a hoax? They actually even talked about the Haktua coin. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe you actually said that one. But hopefully we'll get some more regulation, clarity, and shut down a lot of these meme coins that pop up. Now, I apologize because I know some of you probably like the meme coins. You're like, oh, it's great. I make a lot of money on them. You're probably just getting lucky. And ultimately, you're going to be stuck in some that you're holding the bag. And if you look here, how many people are still holding on to this Trump coin? Just, oh, it's coming back. Trump's going to make it the official currency of America. It's like, no, guys, it's not going to happen. There's nothing here. Oh, well, Melania will be the first female president. No, she can't. That's out of question. Melania. Let's go look at Melania meme coin against Tether. I mean, same story. Everybody makes money up front and then just done, cooked. Now, if you look at from that to something like, I don't know, I could throw anything out there, but, Algorand. This has businesses building on it. This is being used by big business, right? This has utility. You could look at even Mob, which is a very cheap one right now. But this is one of those ones that's telecommunications, right? It's actually helping a communication network. There are thousands of nodes around the world that are transferring information, allowing you to go away from the major phone carriers, or an interconnected multi-blockchain like Polkadot, right? It actually has team and resources and people working on it. It's very different than what some of these meme coins are doing. Lisa says, Merlin, did you say hopefully they will crack down on meme coins? I don't think that will happen in the next 4 years. I hope that they do. Lisa, you know the answer, Lisa. If Donald Trump is issuing meme coins, then he's going to push to not crack down on meme coins, right? Obviously, he's going to do what benefits him. So probably not going to crack down on them and shut them down, but maybe we can get some clarity as far as rules around it, because I'll be honest, the vast majority of people will lose money. Only the creators of these meme coins make money. Everybody else is going to lose. Yeah, exactly. Totally. Put all Congress on the Price is Right audience. Have them come down and guess how much cleaning products versus box food versus... That would be pretty funny. Oh, it would be pretty funny to have them try to live a real life as opposed to, their elite lives where they make a ton of money. Now, there was one other thing. Let me real quickly answer this question. There was a question that came through from a viewer, and I want to make sure I add some clarity to it. And I just had so many things going on. I apologize. I feel so scattered today. And I will get that one for you right now as I open up this email. This is from Tomas, I believe. No, Tomas, I have a different question for you. Jody, he says, this is Jody Faria. Says, you spoke about the Trump coin having no usage. What's the website you look up to see what the Trump coin does? It has rallied up and people have made millions. I remember you saying people put their money in it, but they can't get their money out. So two different things here. World Liberty Financial, which is WLFI, is Trump's project that he's doing with another company. That one, you cannot sell it. You can't get your money out. Now, WLFI doesn't even have a chart. So let's bring it up over here. I might not have a chart. I shouldn't have a chart. WLFI versus Wrapped Ether. So no, there's no chart on this one yet because it's not actually released. But the Trump coin is a different project. This is something that doesn't do anything. World Liberty Financial actually says that they're trying to accomplish something. They said that they are trying to build a decentralized financial exchange where you can swap, you can lend, you can do all sorts of liquidity pools and yield farming activities on their project. That is World Liberty Financial. With World Liberty Financial, you cannot take your money out. With Trump coin, there is nothing. There's no team, there's no development, there's no nothing. This is a straight meme coin created in just a few minutes, designed to grab a bunch of money and rug pull everybody who buys into it, which is a lot of people, clearly. Now, this one you can buy and sell whenever you want. And unfortunately, the U.S. exchanges have actually helped this by listing it on Kraken and Binance and all the different major exchanges. You can now trade Trump coin, right? I think the exchanges should have some accountability to investors who lose money on these fraudulent, scammy assets like this. But, one step at a time. Let's worry about the big pieces. Pretty much, Steve, Trump coin takes your money out and puts it in his pocket. That's what it does. Well, essentially, the hype pushes it up and causes these people to buy. And if people understand the architecture, you have 80% is held by Trump, 20% is open in a pool. So essentially, the way that you buy these things, there's no open market. So you create a marketplace. It's called a liquidity pool. And you would do that on something like Uniswap, or in this case, they were using Solana exchange. But you create a liquidity pool. And the way you do that is you take a portion of the tokens that you have and you put it in there with some money. So they put 20% in this pool, maybe 20%, probably less. And they create this hype. He posted on his Twitter feed, buy this. Everybody jumped into that pool to try to buy this small amount of Trump tokens. Now, that causes price to go absolutely parabolic because you've got a very small amount for sale and everybody's trying to get it. As it pops up, now you can start to liquidate some of that 80% as that demand surges up. And yes, that is the transfer of wealth from one into the other pocket. Yeah. And I'm sure there's a team in place that made it happen. Trump did not create this coin. Somebody created it for him, probably one of his sons or somebody associated with him said, hey, I'll make you a Trump coin, etc. Now, the other one here, let me real quickly bring it up for you, was going into the World Liberty Financial. Let me just pull up the white paper for you. It's called the gold paper. I've downloaded it 4 times already because it's just funny. Hey, Don, I was just going to reach out to you, send my condolences to the Super Bowl. Was not the best looking game. And I'm getting pressured on to have you back on the show, so let's get you back on here. This is the one that you should be looking at right here. So this is World Liberty Financial. This is Trump's coin. And you see here it says, all WLFI will be non-transferable and locked indefinitely in a wallet or smart contract until such time, if ever, the WFLI are unlocked through protocol governance procedures in a fashion that does not contravene applicable law. So essentially, he's saying, if you buy this, you cannot sell it until they tell you you can. And that may be a week, a month, a year, a decade. You have no idea how long it will be until you can actually sell WLFI. If that is one of the conditions for a cryptocurrency, red flags abound, okay? Red flags abound if they tell you you cannot sell it. The people who should be locked are the creators of it, so they don't dump their tokens on you as you're holding it. But if you're just an open market buyer, you should be able to buy this at any time. Buy it at any time you want, sell it whenever you want. They will not let you do that, which is why I am just telling you, I think it's a rug pull. I think you should stay away from it. Now, the unfortunate news, at least in my opinion, is World Liberty Financial has raised a bunch of money, right? They did a token sale, and you can see here, they sold, they have 951 million tokens remaining to sell in the first tranche, which is 25 billion. Okay, so there's 100 billion supply, so they're selling 25% of it on the public, and the rest is keeping 75% for themselves. Now, they're saying it's going to be worth a nickel. All right, a nickel, and there's 100 billion, which puts a valuation, and my math is correct, of about $2 billion for this project that hasn't done anything, hasn't built anything, has nothing going on. So that's a strange one. Yeah, Don, I agree with you. The more you hear about this coin, the worse it gets. Now, what they're doing that's good, though, okay, let's not trash it exclusively. When I look at the rules, when I look at these T's and C's, the terms and conditions, shady. However, what they are doing is they are taking that Ethereum, because typically you buy it with Ethereum, and they're diversifying. They're buying a lot of other cryptocurrency. So it's almost becoming like a little portfolio of cryptocurrency and digital assets, which is now giving it value. So now there's something there. It's a question of what are they going to build, right? They have said they're going to build this amazing financial portal. It's going to be one of the best things. It's going to be huge. It's going to be very good. No one knows crypto like I do. It's the best. I'm going to make the world's best financial site. Okay. It's going to be amazing. That's his talk track. And if you look at it, it should say in here a little bit more about it. Let me see real quickly what they say about it. I want you to hear what they say. I love, this is just such garbage. It says equal voting power. Gain equal voting power in governance decisions, ensuring fair platform changes. Trump owns over 51% of this, which means your vote doesn't mean squat. Whatever he wants to do with it is what he will do with it. There was a definition here. Look at the team. Okay, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 members of Trump's family. You got Chase Hero, which basically, I've mentioned this before, he created an adult site where it teaches men how to pick up chicks. Him and Zach Folkman have created a crypto site called Doe, which is supposed to be a lending protocol, which got hacked and lost millions of dollars. And then Witkoff. I don't know who these people are. I don't know if I would trust them. And then it talked a little bit, there was a definition about what it is, and essentially they make it sound like this is going to be the greatest thing to happen in finance for crypto. It's the best, right? The absolute best. It's going to be huge. Now, I thought there was a more defined description, but I guess I can't find where it's at. So, crazy. Anyway, sounds promising. Hey, look, if I was telling you that I was going to build a website or a financial portal that was going to be one of the best out there, I should at least show you some screenshots or have some development team, give you some idea of what it is you're buying into. There is none of that here. There's no website that does anything. So again, I just would shy away from it. For now, it's junk, Margaret. It does have potential if they take the money that they raise, put that towards development and build a solid product, then it may have some chance, right? The challenge is what they're trying to create is already done and has juggernaut competition. So it's almost like saying you want to enter in the, let me come up with what's a decent analogy. You want to open up a big box shopping center, like a Costco, Sam's Club, that type of center. You want to open one of those. That's a brand new business, right? And you're like, mine's going to be huge. There's no one who knows shopping like I do. I buy so much. I buy in bulk. It's going to be amazing. Starting off competing with Costco out the gate with minimal startup capital is almost an impossible mission. Could it happen? Yes. But, just like somebody could come in, enter the electric vehicle space and knock off Tesla. It is possible, but that spectrum of possibility, it is very, very slim. You're going to knock them off as a leader of EV, right? Probably not going to happen. So, WLFI, guys, I just say be careful with it. I personally feel it's a rug pull. If you can't sell it, you should just stay away from that thing and just know who controls what. Trump owns 80% of it. Trump owns 80% of it. And in WLFI, World Liberty Financial, he's got over 51% with him and his family. So whatever they want to say with the policy, that's what happens. I think it makes me sick is people like Saylor and Musk are not outright against this. They're disappointing. They're not out. Look, Michael Saylor is out there saying everything other than Bitcoin's a joke. There is nothing else other than Bitcoin, right? That's his attitude. He's changed recently because of his alignment with Trump, but he is out there saying that there's nothing else other than Bitcoin. It is all about Bitcoin. Everything else is garbage. So he doesn't care what you buy. He's going to continue to buy Bitcoin and drive the price higher. Trust as much as I do the price that I'm related to that just died and wants to wire me. Oh, the Prince. Yeah, I said price. The Prince. Yeah, exactly. Well, unfortunately, there are people that will, no matter what Trump does or says, they'll buy it. Now, if he's selling something, it might be actually a worthy, good product. It might be a total scam and hoax. We just don't know. That's why, it's caveat emptor. I think it's buyer beware and make sure that you do your own research. Just looking at the paper the document that they released in paragraph 6 would have caused me to just walk away. Absolutely just walk away from this. But, and down the road, it may actually turn into something. I have, in my crypto program, I have reviewed at least 100 with my students, different projects. And there's some that are fantastic projects that no one's using, and they're going to disappear. And then there's stuff that's absolute garbage and serves no purpose that everybody wants to buy. It doesn't make sense sometimes. It really just doesn't make sense sometimes. All right, what else did I have on here? Let's go real quick. I know we talked about SMCI, and at least I'm waiting for what happens on Friday. The after hours on SMCI was just nuts. So I got out at 3,000. I still have 5,000 of SMCI, but the calls are in there. So the numbers I saw actually show that the earnings they beat earnings. They came out with 59 cents versus 54, but now I'm kind of second guessing that. I'm looking around going, some people are saying they haven't reported earnings, others saying they have. Look at the move that happened when they were initially reported. Let's see, let's zoom in here. This move doesn't seem like very much. It went from $38 down to 31. So you had almost a 20% drop in 60 seconds in the price of SMCI, and now all of a sudden it's on track, moving up to the upside here, moving higher, and this would be funny. You need above the 40. Wow, get the 40s. Okay, cool. Well, you might get that. My calls are going to get taken over, or my position get taken away at 34. I had $34 call strikes on, but I did last Friday. So, now, well, it is what it is. Gotta love it. We'll see what happens. We got the rest of the day, the rest of the night, and then I got 3 more days till we get to Friday's session. And I want it to close at $33.99 personally, but Don and I are going opposite directions. Other pieces of info. Let me close out here because I had another graphic I wanted to share with you, which I think is interesting. This graphic here kind of sums it up. So, I don't know if you saw the drama that went on between Elon Musk and Sam Altman. This is one I think is going to continue to escalate. They don't like each other. Elon continually calling Sam Altman a liar. I hate to say it, I kind of feel like I'm aligning with Elon Musk here and feeling like Sam Altman's just lying through his teeth on some stuff, but he tries to come across this nice, smooth, calm character. But Elon Musk, of course, offered $97.4 or $94.7 billion for OpenAI, and on camera was pretty funny. They interviewed Sam Altman as he was coming out from some meeting, and he says, "No, it's not for sale, but we'll buy Twitter for $9 billion." As a little shot across the bow. It is drama, and it is going to continue to build here. Right now, I think Musk has the backing, Musk has the money, Musk has the connections to probably do something better. Musk will point out to the fact that he doesn't like the fact that OpenAI is now for profit. Of course, so is XAI is for profit, even though XAI started as profit, right? It wasn't meant to be a nonprofit, whereas OpenAI did. Yeah, and we talked about part of the Chris. We talked about part of the reason Tesla's tanking. And Don, I don't know if you're still the Uber bull on Tesla. Long term, I'm still very bullish, especially with the robotic stuff and the AI systems. But if you look at here, you're up. Let's see, TSLA. What he's done with a lot of his tweets, I think he's kind of had a lot of people turn on him. Certainly, there is the removal of tax benefits for electric vehicles, but just looking at global demand drops, you saw BYD now all of a sudden partnering up with DeepSeek to use their AI for their vehicles, which takes a little bit of the luster away from Tesla. So there's quite a few factors here which could push Tesla even lower. Again, I mentioned if that 250 mark, which is we are a long ways away, I'd be interested about that 250 mark. Right now, we are in the after-hour session at 327, so I got about another $75 before it gets down to a level where I'd be okay with it. But been a bunch of puts and made a bunch of nice. Cool. Best thing about this is Elon will make Grok better out of spite. I agree. Grok will probably advance very, very quickly. And what we're learning from this whole AI situation is a parallel that I think is very similar to what's happening with cryptocurrency and digital assets, which is somebody creates a product, it's amazing, everyone loves it, and then Someone looks at that model, breaks it apart, and says, hey, wait a minute, let's do this differently. We'll get better efficiencies out of this. And boom, you got a new model, and they go, ooh, well, that's even better. Now that's the hot ticket. That kind of kept on going down the line. What DeepSeek did is just kind of revolutionary technology, just to change the way that these AI models are trained. And now what you have is OpenAI and the other companies that are building these models are now using this new technology, right? With kind of slightly, basically fragmenting the research and education and training of those models. Now they'll use all these NVIDIA servers, train it much faster, and our models will far surpass DeepSeek here very soon using the same technology. What is interesting is DeepSeek was really trying to be open source, and a lot of these companies are not, right? They are closed source. They're not going to give you the actual algorithms that they're using and training for their models, but you can use them, but you can't have access to the actual code. S&P 500 late annual report by February 25th deadline. Oh, wow. That's bizarre. I read earlier today, right around 1:15, 1:30, after that big drop, that they had 59 cents versus 54. So either I read something that was completely erroneous or someone's messed up here. I guess I'll have to study that one tonight. How long does Tesla have to go before the Twitter buy gets affected? What do you mean Twitter buy? Chris, I got short pretty close to the top. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by the Twitter buy. You mean by Twitter sale? Look, my guess is you'll probably see, I don't think it'll be this year. I think next year, once you get a payment rail in place, that you'll see X do an IPO. We talked about this in my crypto class this morning, which was, if anyone should create a crypto, it should be Elon Musk. And you look at what Barstool Sports did, and you guys might know David Portnoy. We talked about this yesterday. They created a crypto that was up, 1,000,000+% in a very short window of time. And the main reason was he's got millions of followers. Well, Elon Musk's got like 200 million followers on X. He's got connections around the world. If he created an Elon Musk, or he'll probably call it an X coin, you would probably see significant moves to the upside in that one. And I would probably want to buy some of that anyway, because my guess is you'll create a digital asset that now gets incorporated into the framework of X. And that may actually end up being part of the payment rails for micropayments that are used in Teslas. So in the future, we'll probably have cars that charge themselves, cars that go to the electric stations by themselves, and they pay with micropayments, small things, sub 1 penny. That will all be done on a blockchain that maybe Musk owns, maybe he doesn't. But if I was Musk, that's where I would be heading. I would try to put all of my my systems all on one network where I would be in control of all that, and have Starlink use that blockchain. I would have X use that blockchain. I would have the Boring Company use the blockchain. All of it using that blockchain, therefore driving value to the X token. And I think it'll happen. Whole account short Dogecoin. No. I mean, yeah, short Dogecoin. Yes. I would short the hell out of Dogecoin too. The only reason Dogecoin is succeeding is because two things. Number one, you have one segment of the population. Let's bring up Dogecoin. I think it's actually removed from my list now. Oh, no, there it is. The only reason this thing is still around is because you have fanatics who believe that Doge is the Department of Government Efficiency. And I don't know if fanatics are the right word. It's either fanatics or idiots. But you have people that believe that this Dogecoin is the coin of the Department of Government Efficiency. It's not, okay? Don't be stupid. This is around long before that acronym was even created. This is a dog. Doge is a dog. It's a Shiba Inu dog. It was the dog of one of the creators of this thing, which is a meme coin. This was designed to be a joke. So you have that fan base who believes that this is the Department of Government Efficiency. And then you have the other group that believes Elon Musk is going to take over the whole project, turn it into his cryptocurrency, and it's going to surge. He probably wouldn't do that, right? He's smart enough to know he doesn't need this Dogecoin. He can create one, keep it all, design it exactly how he wants, and it would not surprise me at all if he's got somebody over there at X right now, a team of people at X, mapping out the framework for what their crypto is going to look like. Is it a proof of work? Is it a proof of stake? What are the variables there that they want? It will most likely be proof of stake, and ultimately they'll release that thing. And I think what you're going to get is this just massive alignment. And it may come down to, regulators, government agencies saying antitrust, because he's got everything interconnected. He's got not only horizontal integration, but he's got vertical integration as well. And I think regulars don't usually like that when you have so many different pieces. But this is a soap opera I think we all have to pay attention to. It is going to continue to escalate and get bigger, better, and more exciting. I, for one, absolutely love it. You've got your James Bond-looking Elon Musk here against the nerdy Sam Altman. But there's a lot of different people in this AI space. The meeting today, from the stuff that I got to watch, was really boring with regards to AI. J.D. Vance, by the way, gave I thought it was very good. Some people might disagree with me, but I thought he gave a really good political message to the leaders around the world. He was speaking at the France AI summit that was going on. You can find that one. It's like a 15-minute video. It's actually really good, really good. It'll be like an ecosystem like Apple, though. I think bigger. You touch more points. I think you touch more points with Elon Musk's business. But yes, similar, where you have so many different businesses integrated under one. And at some point, they may actually start to say, hey, you got to break those ones apart. But we got a long way to go before we get to those levels. All right, that was kind of it for me for today. And again, I've been teaching all day, so I haven't had a really chance to do much in these markets. Let's run through our top 8 here real quick, and then I will wrap things up and get us ready for tomorrow. And then, Don, let me know what day you would like to come on program. Let's get you on. I have an idea on it quite some time. Downside here, Bitcoin. I don't think this had anything to do with the summit, the Golden Age testimony going on today. I do want to watch the rest of that to see if they mention anything about a strategic Bitcoin reserve. But you just had all of a sudden a pretty sharp decline. I'll check out the 5-minute here. I mean, it was just like doing fine, and then right around midnight, things just started to slow down and just accelerated all the way into right around noon Pacific time, where we got this big sell-off in Bitcoin. But now you're bouncing. Volatility is, again, going to be here. It's going to be persistent. Again, as long as we stay above that yellow box, we'll be fine, even though it does look weaker and weaker and weaker. Now, that was your worst performer. Russell 2000, NASDAQ and Russell were down on the day. But technically, I got nothing to talk about. I mean, there's no real change in direction here. It's just kind of meh, right? Meh. Was there a self-driving update? No, I didn't see any updates on the self-driving car. I did see some good press release stuff, or people, demoing of FSD, full FSD, and that looking pretty good. What I think will change people's perceptions of this, and I don't believe enough people have seen it, is when you get to the AI day, or he does his FSD presentations, a lot of times the engineers will bust out the data that's collected from cars that are using full FSD. The statistics show a far greater safety margin than traditional drivers. So once people realize that, and I think the numbers are like, 100 or 1,000 times better to have a driverless vehicle versus a human-driven vehicle, I think what that does is that will make people feel more comfortable with it. It seems foreign to let the car drive for you, but when you have dozens of cameras around the car and everything's analyzed in a reaction time that's much quicker than you can analyze and react, to me it's just a matter of time before the whole road reverses, right? How long do you think? Here's a good poll for you. You can just type it in the chat. How long do you think it will be before we get to the point where you won't be allowed to drive on a road? Meaning it will have to be a driverless car driving for you. Where let's say, so I've got my 68 Camaro that will never be driverless. It's going to be drivered. How long until our roads no longer allow self-driven vehicles? How long do you guys think? I'm just curious. I think at some point it will be a reality. And maybe they have special roads that you can drive cars on. I don't know. People don't like to let go of their control, in my opinion. Yep. I have a hard time with it too. I have driven with a friend who's got the full driverless. I think it's pretty cool, but I just a little uncomfortable at this point. Chinese EV maker says it will give away FSD for free today. Wow. I didn't see that one. I know that BYD is going to be doing great things. Oh, good. You guys are flying. Steve says 75 years. Oh, man. Way out. Tim, 20. I got 10s, 30s. Chris says never. You're an optimist, Chris. You're hoping it'll be never. When we no longer need eyes to see. 50 years. You guys are great. Never. 50 years. Never. Not in my lifetime. Yeah, probably not in my lifetime. I could see it, 30 years down the road. There's just some things that people won't want to give up, right? I think most of us would be much happier, giving up giving up the dollar like a physical currency. Like, I don't care. Take away, go central bank digital currency on me. I don't mind. I pretty much do everything electronic anyway. So I'd be fine with that one. But I still like to drive. I like taking my car and going for a long drive. So there we go. At least 50 years. 2055 is the magic year. That's the 2055's it. Well, I hope I make it that far. I'll be 80 something. I'll take it. I'll make it. I'll get there. One way or another. All right, so your dollar index, again, I really had nothing that exciting here today from a trend perspective, from a technical perspective, just meh. You're down 0.39% on the dollar index. Here's your NASDAQ, which was down 0.27%. Boring, sideways chop. Gold, all right, gold's probably the most exciting thing. I guess the question on everyone's mind is, when is gold going to have a correction? All right, just see going down at some point, but right now gold is just absolutely ripping to the upside. Another big up day. At one point it was up significantly, came back and actually ended up down 0.06%. So all in all, looking great. Margaret says, go away traffic jams. Look, if we had full self-driverless cars, there wouldn't be traffic jams. Everything would be going the speed limit, doing what they should be doing. What ruins it, especially for me out here in the greatest driving country in the world, my sarcasm is huge today, is it's some idiot on their cell phone. It's somebody cutting somebody off and driving like an idiot, blocking people. It's someone doing 55 in the fast lane when they shouldn't be, or on their phone reading a book and leaving a gap of 50 cars while people are honking at them. That's what causes traffic out here in SoCal. So once you have everything digital and automated and just all doing the same thing, things will move smoothly. For me personally, living out here in Southern California, when I drive to NorCal, the big issue is trucks, right? Man, one truck decides to pass a semi passes another semi, and it's like, oh, it's been 5 minutes, and you still haven't gotten around that semi that you blocked me to pull out to pass for. At some point, those will all be automated too, and that will just be one big linear driving vehicle. So I'm pretty excited. Driverless for big rigs makes total sense. Yeah, I agree. I think we should start there and then work our way back to cars. I would like to have the choice. Whereas if I want to go to Vegas, I can literally get in my car, hit a button, sleep all the way to Vegas. Or if I want to take, convertible out and go to Highway 1 and go all the way up to the Redwoods, I'm going to do that manual because that's much prettier. When will flying cars and passenger drones become a reality? There is actually a company, Jay, that is doing like a drone taxi. I don't know if it's got FAA approval yet, but some point, and probably I'd say in the next 10 years, we'll have flying cars to some extent. And there'll be specific lanes that they can go in the sky, specific. They won't be able to kind of fly where they want. It'll be like traffic control lanes that they can only go in those parts. El Salvador has a window when trucks can, you mean like a lane, a specific lane where they can drive in? Almost done. Let me wrap this up here. S&P was your third place finisher, pretty much unchanged on the day, 0.06. But what do we got to say here technically? There's no candle formation that's interesting. There's no chart pattern that's interesting. Although it is pressure pushing this slightly to the upside here today. Really, it's all about that all-time high. Once you get around that 6150 mark, that's where you really get excited about the S&P. Well, we're not there yet. The 10-year yield starting to surge, up 0.84%, 4.539 on the day is where we finished for that 10-year. Not going to do so well for those home builders like we talked about in yesterday's show. And then finally, your big victor on the day. Nice bounce out here for crude oil. 1.38% move to the upside to 73.32. There we go. Those one-person drones are about 80K. Yeah, I don't know if I trust that. I'm not a fan of it yet. Not a fan of it yet. It is interesting looking back at, the Jetsons, Star Wars, Star Trek, and seeing all this crazy future tech that's now becoming a reality. I enjoy it. I embrace it. Okay, let me wrap up here for today. Tell you what we got cooking for tomorrow. Of course, we got to look at our economic calendar and earnings calendar. Tomorrow is the second testimony by Jerome Powell. He will be speaking for another Senate committee. This is going to be the Financial Services Committee, and I am in meetings all day again tomorrow. So my ability to watch this stuff is starting to diminish, which is a little bit frustrating, but we'll make do. The real important part, though, is going to be this consumer price index. Right now, they're expecting the month-over-month change to drop by 0.1%. So going from 0.4 down to 0.3, which, if anyone here is riding that inflation train, that'd be a good thing, right? You want to see this continue to drop lower and lower and lower. If you want inflation to be increasing, obviously you want something higher than 0.4. So they're expecting this to come out at 0.3, which is what we had back for December. And the annualized rate stays at 2.9. So we've had this kind of 4-month uptrend increase in the year over year. Right now we're at 2.9, Anything outside of that could definitely cause some big moves in the market. And again, that will happen. Your CPI number happens 1 hour before the markets open, and Jerome Powell will be testifying 30 minutes into the trading day. Other than that, we do have a 10-year bond auction, and you've got a bunch of other FOMC members speaking. Now, tomorrow, after I do this show, you'll have the British pound reporting some GDP numbers, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. As far as earnings go, let me see if I got here. I had the earnings calendar. I do want to click on this one just to see if they may have updated this. I know I saw that they said that SMCI had changed their numbers, changed their date. Well, that's weird. I don't know why I saw that they reported earnings. Bizarre. This is today. You got Coca-Cola beat earnings. So did Shopify, came in line with expectations. Gilead beat earnings. Welltower beat earnings. So a lot of earnings beats. Tomorrow we've got quite a few. You've got Cisco Systems. You have Equinix, CME Group, Williams Company, CVS, and the Trade Desk reporting earnings. And that pretty much makes up your day for mañana. Let's see. I don't want any of that bad drivers around me when flying a car. That'll be all automated. I'm pretty sure when we get to flying vehicles, you won't have a wheel. You'll just hit a button and say, here's where I want to go. It'll be like, was it the Sixth Sense multi-pass where with, I think it was the Sixth Sense? No, the Fifth Element. With Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich, right? Where you have just these kind of freeway lanes through the sky of where the vehicles can go and where they can't go. And I'm pretty sure that that's what the future will look like, where we will have kind of specific areas for these vehicles to fly through. You'll hit a button and say, okay, I'm going from this spot to this spot, and it will just automatically take you. I doubt we're going to have manual drivers in the sky. That would be really bad. I'm curious to see what the effects on the driving around in a giant... It is true, Chris, a giant cell phone. Well, maybe we won't have as much. I mean, we're driving around in giant cell phones now, too, if you think about it. Your car is connected to your phone and all kinds of wireless technology. So there we go. Total Recall was another good one. The new one, yeah, especially. I like the original with Arnold. This is very good. It's one of my favorite movies with Arnold is Total Recall. All right, enough of my impersonations. You can tell I'm getting giddy because I'm tired. That will do it for me for today. We'll see. I'll reach out to Don here and see if we can get him to come on the show sometime in the near future. I know you guys want him to come on, so we'll bring him on. If you have something you want me to discuss on tomorrow's show, let me know. You can just email me at tradermerlin@gmail.com. It's time for me to go take a nap. I'll see you guys tomorrow.